The sun pulls on everything in our solar system like a giant invisible magnet holding the planets in their paths. But right now, in the cold dark space past the planet Neptune, something is quietly pulling back. It does not flash or glow, and it makes absolutely no sound. Yet it is bending the rules of gravity in a way that should be impossible. This unseen force acts like a ghost tugging on the edges of our solar system, and it might not even belong to our solar system at all. If you want to know the truth about what is hiding out there before anyone else figures it out, you are in the right place. Join the people who look past the simple answers and want the real, strange science of our universe. Subscribe now so you never miss a story about the deep mysteries hiding in the dark. To understand this mystery, we have to travel back in time to the year 1846. That was the year humans discovered the planet Neptune, the eighth and farthest major planet from the sun. For a long time, scientists thought Neptune was the absolute edge of our solar system, the end of the line. They believed the space beyond it was just an empty, freezing void with nothing left to find. But as telescopes got better and computers became faster, astronomers started noticing small, icy objects floating past Neptune. These objects were strange because they were too small to be planets, but they were too large to be just dust or rocks. They realized that beyond Neptune there was a huge ring of icy debris left over from when the solar system was born. Scientists named this ring the Kuiper Belt, and it completely changed how we viewed our cosmic neighborhood. The solar system did not end at Neptune. It kept going, stretching far out into the dark with millions of frozen worlds we had never seen before. As scientists mapped the Kuiper Belt, they started finding objects that were surprisingly large. First, there was Quaoar, a dark, icy world about half the size of Pluto. Then came Sedna, an incredibly distant object that takes over 11,000 years to circle the sun just once. Sedna was so far away that sunlight takes hours to reach it, leaving it in a deep, endless freeze. After Sedna, they found Eris, which was actually heavier than Pluto and caused scientists to rethink what a planet really is. It became clear that the outer solar system was a crowded, messy place full of frozen worlds. But among all these new discoveries, one object stood out from all the rest. It was found in the year 2015 by a team of astronomers using a powerful telescope in Hawaii. The team gave it a simple label, 2015 BP519. For short, they nicknamed it Caju. Caju was a huge chunk of ice and rock, but its size was not the weird part. The weird part was the path it was traveling on. Every planet and moon in our solar system generally sits on a flat, invisible table. Astronomers call this table the orbital plane, which is just a fancy way of saying the flat circle where things orbit. If you look at the solar system from the side, almost everything lines up perfectly on this flat line. Earth is on it, Jupiter is on it, and even faraway Pluto is mostly on it. But when scientists traced the path of Caju, they found something shocking. Caju was not on the flat table at all. Its orbit was tilted at a crazy angle, shooting way up and out of the flat plane like a broken Ferris wheel. Caju was orbiting the sun while pointing almost straight up into the empty space above the solar system. This does not just happen by accident. When the solar system formed, all the dust and gas spun flat like a pizza dough, locking everything onto that same level. For Caju to be tilted so wildly, something massive must have grabbed it and pulled it out of place. Here is where the central mystery begins. When scientists used computers to simulate the history of the solar system, they could not find a way to tilt Caju so much. The gravity of the known planets, even giant Jupiter, was not strong enough to push Caju that far off the flat plane. Jupiter and Saturn are heavy, but they are too far away and too low on the flat table to yank something straight up. The scientists realized that to tilt Caju that much, you would need a massive source of gravity pulling from above the solar system. You would need something huge, something heavy, and something lurking in the dark space far above the flat table. But when they pointed their telescopes at that exact spot in the sky, they saw nothing. No planet, no star, no cloud of gas, just empty darkness. This empty space, combined with the wildly tilted path of Caju, meant something invisible was hiding out there. At first, scientists thought they had the answer. They believed the invisible puller was a tiny, failed star called a brown dwarf. A brown dwarf is a giant ball of gas that is too heavy to be a planet, but not heavy enough to catch fire and become a star. If a brown dwarf was floating out in the dark, it would be very hard to see because it gives off almost no light. For years, this was the best guess for what was tugging on Caju and other strange objects. But as telescopes got better, especially with the launch of new space telescopes that can see heat, scientists changed their minds. A brown dwarf would still give off a little bit of heat. Even from very far away, our modern tools should have spotted that heat signature, but the sky remained completely cold and blank. The truth was, whatever was pulling on Caju was not a failed star. It was something else entirely. Here is the detail people remember most, and it changes everything we thought we knew. In 2016, a famous astronomer named Konstantin Batygin and his colleague Mike Brown published a paper that shocked the science world. They proved mathematically that a massive, unseen planet must be hiding in the outer solar system. They called it Planet 9. Planet 9, if it is real, would be about 5 to 10 times heavier than Earth. That means it is a super-Earth, a type of planet that is common in other star systems but missing from our own. According to their math, Planet 9 is not sitting on the flat table with the rest of us. It is orbiting at an angle, deep in the dark, taking up to 20,000 years to go around the sun just once. This massive, tilted planet would be the perfect culprit to grab objects like Caju and drag them out of the flat plane. For a moment, the mystery seemed solved. The hidden object was Planet 9, a lost world from our own solar system. But then, the story took a sharp turn. As researchers looked closer at the numbers, they realized the gravity of Planet 9 could not explain everything. Yes, a super-Earth could tilt some objects, but Kaju was tilted so extremely that even Planet 9 struggled to explain it. The angle was just too sharp, and the pull required was just too specific. Furthermore, Planet 9 should be affecting the orbits of certain distant comets in a very specific way, but those comets were not behaving as predicted. The math only worked if there was another source of gravity out there, something even stranger. Scientists started to wonder if Planet 9 was only part of the picture, or if it even existed at all. They began to look at the hidden object not as a planet born in our solar system, but as something entirely foreign. They started to think it might be an interstellar visitor. An interstellar visitor is an object that comes from outside our solar system. It is a traveler from another star, born light years away in a completely different part of the galaxy. To understand why this idea is so wild, think about how solar systems work. When a star forms, it creates a family of planets and rocks that are bound to it by gravity. These objects usually stay in their home system forever, circling their parent star until the star dies. But sometimes, a planet can be kicked out. If two stars pass too close to each other, or if a massive planet shifts its orbit, the gravity can fling a smaller planet completely out of its home system. That poor planet is then cast into the deep, dark space between the stars, wandering alone forever. It becomes a rogue planet, a homeless world with no sun to warm it. Scientists always knew rogue planets existed in theory, but they thought they were incredibly rare and almost impossible to find because they are completely dark. Did you know that a planet can be thrown out of its own solar system and left to wander the galaxy alone? What do you think happens to a frozen, lonely world in the total dark? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are enjoying this deep dive into the unknown. Now imagine if one of these wandering rogue planets passed close to our sun a long time ago. The sun's gravity is a powerful magnet, and if a rogue planet drifted too close, the sun could have grabbed it. Instead of letting it pass by, the sun would have pulled the rogue planet into an orbit around itself. This would mean our solar system captured an alien world. At first, this sounds like pure science fiction. Capturing a planet from another star system seems almost impossible because the speeds involved are so fast. Usually an object moving that fast would just zoom right past the sun and fly away, but there is a very specific set of circumstances where a capture could actually happen. If the rogue planet was moving relatively slowly, and if it passed close to a massive object already in our solar system, like Jupiter or the proposed Planet 9, its speed could be slowed down just enough. It is like catching a baseball in a mitt. If the mitt gives way just a little bit, the ball stops. If the rogue planet gave some of its speed to another planet during a close call, it could get trapped by the sun's gravity. This idea of a captured alien world is exactly what some top scientists are now debating. They look at the weird tilt of Caju and the strange orbits of other distant rocks, and they see the fingerprints of an outsider. An object born in our solar system would share the basic materials and movement patterns of the sun, but an interstellar visitor would bring completely different chemistry and a totally alien history. It would be a time capsule from another star, carrying the secrets of a solar system we have never even seen. The fact that this hidden object is so hard to see also points to it being a rogue planet. A captured world would be incredibly dark because it is so far from the sun that it receives almost no light. It would be frozen solid, covered in thick ice, and practically invisible against the black background of deep space. Our telescopes scan the sky looking for the faint reflection of sunlight on rocks. But a dark rogue planet would barely reflect any light at all, making it a perfect ghost hiding in plain sight. Let me give you a sense of the numbers involved here, because they are truly mind-boggling. The distance from the Earth to the Sun is about 93 million miles. We call that distance 1 astronomical unit. It takes light from the Sun about 8 minutes to travel that far. But the hidden object, if it is out there, is not 1 astronomical unit away. It is not even 100. Scientists estimate that this object is hiding somewhere between 500 and 1,000 astronomical units away. That means it is 500 to 1,000 times further from the Sun than we are. If you were to shine a flashlight at it, the light would take days to reach it. If you were to fly a spaceship at the speed of a commercial jet, it would take millions of years to get there. The space where this object hides is so incredibly vast and empty that finding a dark planet in it is like looking for a single dark grain of sand in the middle of the ocean at night. It is the ultimate cosmic hiding spot. What is happening right now as you listen to this is a massive scientific hunt. Astronomers all over the world are in a race to find this hidden object. They are using the most powerful telescopes ever built, scanning huge patches of the sky night after night. One of the main tools they are using is a telescope in Chile called the Vera C Rubin Observatory. This observatory has a massive camera that can take pictures of the entire sky every few nights. It is designed to catch anything that moves. Because the hidden object is so far away, it will barely seem to move against the background of fixed stars. It will look like a tiny, incredibly slow dot, but the computers at the observatory are programmed to find exactly that kind of slow, faint movement. The hope is that within the next few years, the telescope will finally catch a glimpse of the ghost that has been pulling on our solar system. But they are not just looking for a dot of light. They are looking for something specific. Here's the detail people remember most, because it sounds like something out of a movie. If the hidden object is an interstellar visitor, a rogue planet captured from another star, it might not be alone. When a star system spits out a planet, it often spits out its moons too. If a rogue planet with moons was captured by our sun, we might be looking for an entire alien solar system that has been secretly hiding in our backyard. The moons would be frozen and dark, orbiting the invisible rogue planet in the deep cold. Finding a captured planet with its own moons would be the greatest discovery in the history of astronomy. It would mean that material from another star, maybe even rocks that contain the building blocks of life from a different sun, are sitting right here in our solar system, waiting to be studied. Let us look at what scientists originally expected to find versus what they are actually dealing with. Originally, astronomers expected the outer solar system to be a simple, quiet place. They thought it was just a flat ring of leftover ice, slowly orbiting the sun in perfect circles. They believed everything out there was born here and followed the same rules as the rest of the planets. What they actually found is a chaotic mess. The outer solar system is filled with objects like Sedna and Caju that have stretched out, tilted orbits that make no sense on their own. The objects are clustered together in a way that screams something massive is organizing them. The gap between what they expected, a quiet flat disk, and what is actually happening, a tilted and clustered chaos, matters because it proves our solar system is not as simple as we thought. We are missing a key piece of the puzzle, a massive heavy object that is shaping the orbits of everything around it. Think about it like this. If you walk into a room and see all the chairs pushed into the corners, you know someone moved them. Chairs do not push themselves into corners. The gravity of the known planets is like a gentle breeze. It might move a piece of paper, but it is not going to push heavy chairs across the room. The clustered and tilted orbits of these distant objects are the heavy chairs. They have been pushed by something strong. That something strong must be massive, and it must be close enough to those objects to have a real effect. But since we cannot see it, it must be dark. This is why the mystery is so compelling. We can see the effect of the hidden object, but we cannot see the object itself. We know it is there because of the trail it leaves on the gravity of other rocks, like seeing footprints in the snow, but not seeing the person who made them. Here is the next big surprise, and it makes the mystery even deeper. As scientists continue to study the paths of these distant objects, they notice something even weirder. Not only were the objects tilted, but their orbits were actually pointing in the same general direction in space. Imagine a bunch of arrows on a map, all pointing to the same city. It is incredibly unlikely for that to happen by random chance. The scientists calculated the odds of these objects just happening to line up this way on their own. The odds were less than 1%. That means there's a 99% chance that something is forcing them to line up. The gravity of the hidden object is acting like a shepherd. Just like a dog herds sheep, this hidden planet or rogue star is herding these icy rocks into a specific path. It is constantly pulling on them, keeping them locked in a group, and stopping them from spreading out evenly around the sun. If this hidden object is indeed an interstellar visitor, it changes the history of our solar system forever. Our sun was not just a lonely star with its own planets. At some point, billions of years ago, our sun reached out and stole a planet from the vast dark space between the stars. Or perhaps another star passed close to our young sun, and during that close encounter, an exchange happened. Our sun might have stolen a planet from that passing star, or that passing star might have stolen one of ours. If the hidden object is an alien planet, it means our solar system is not a closed system. We are part of a larger galactic neighborhood, and pieces of that neighborhood are hiding right here among us. It means the chemistry of our solar system is not just our own. There could be alien water, alien rocks, and alien metals floating out in the dark, waiting to tell us the story of a completely different star. Are you following how strange this gets? Did you ever think our solar system might be hiding a stolen planet from another star? Let me know in the comments if you think the hidden object is a native planet like Planet 9 or an alien rogue planet. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to keep exploring these deep space mysteries with us. Now, let us look at how the search is changing right now. For years, astronomers were just trying to prove that the hidden object existed. They spent their time doing complex math to show that the gravity tugging on Caju and the other rocks was real. But today, the math is mostly done. The hunt has shifted from theory to reality. Scientists are no longer asking if there is something out there. They are asking where exactly it is hiding. The shift from what happened in the past to what is happening right now is intense. Every single night, giant telescopes are sweeping the sky. They are looking for that one faint, slow-moving dot of light. It is a race against time and against other teams of scientists. Whoever spots that dot first will go down in history as the person who discovered a new world, maybe even an alien world, in our own backyard. The stakes of this search are incredibly high. Finding the hidden object would completely rewrite the science books. If it turns out to be Planet 9, a planet born in our solar system, it means our solar system is even bigger and more complex than we ever imagined. It means there is a massive world we somehow missed for hundreds of years. But if it turns out to be an interstellar visitor, a rogue planet captured from another star, the implications are even bigger. It proves that planets can travel between star systems. It proves that the galaxy is not just a collection of isolated stars, but a connected web where material, and maybe even life, can be traded across the vast distances of space. If a planet can travel here, it means the building blocks of life might have traveled here too. It opens up the possibility that life on Earth itself might have roots in another star system, carried here on a frozen rock from deep space. Think about what this means for the future of humanity. Right now, we are stuck on Earth, looking out at the stars. But if there is an alien world hiding in our own solar system, it is a target we can actually reach. It is close enough, relatively speaking, that we can send a probe to study it. Imagine a spacecraft flying out into the deep dark to visit a planet that was born around a completely different sun. We could land on its frozen moons, drill into its ice, and look for signs of alien chemistry. We could study rocks that have never been touched by our sun. This hidden object, whatever it is not just a mystery, it is a destination. It is the next frontier for human exploration. It represents the ultimate adventure, traveling to the edge of our solar system to touch a piece of another star. The story of the hidden object also teaches us a powerful lesson about human curiosity. We are a species that never settles for the answer that something is just magic or unknowable. When we saw the weird tilt of Caju, we did not just shrug our shoulders. We did the math. We built bigger telescopes. We started hunting. This drive to understand the universe is what makes us special. We are the only creatures on this planet, maybe the only creatures in this part of the galaxy, who look up at the dark sky and demand to know what is hiding there. The mystery of the hidden object is a reminder that the universe is still full of surprises. No matter how much we learn, no matter how smart we think we are, there's always something bigger, stranger, and more amazing waiting to be discovered in the dark. Here's what is happening right now in the final stages of this hunt. The new telescopes coming online in the next few years are unlike anything we have ever built. They do not just take pictures. They map the entire sky in incredible detail, night after night, comparing images to find anything that moves. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile is the biggest hope for finding this hidden object. Its camera is so powerful it can spot objects that are millions of times fainter than what the human eye can see. Every night it operates, it collects terabytes of data, feeding it into supercomputers that search for the one slow-moving dot. The scientists involved say that if the hidden object is out there, and if it is as big as we think it is, this new telescope will find it within the first few years of operation. The discovery is no longer a matter of if, it is a matter of when. When the discovery finally happens, it will be a moment that changes how we see our place in the universe. Imagine waking up one morning to the news that astronomers have found a massive hidden world at the edge of our solar system. For a few days, the whole world will be talking about it. People will wonder what it looks like, what it is made of, and how it got there. But the excitement will not fade quickly. Once we know where it is, the race will begin to send a spacecraft to study it. Engineers will design new probes, powered by advanced engines, capable of surviving the decades-long journey into the deep dark. The hidden object will go from being a math problem to being a real place, a new world for humanity to explore. It will be the greatest adventure of our lifetime. So, what do you think is hiding out there in the dark? Do you believe it is a lost planet from our own solar system, or do you think it is an alien world stolen from another star? I want to hear your theories. Drop your best guess in the comments section right now. If you want to be the first to know when we finally spot this hidden object, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. Share this video with a friend who loves space mysteries so you can debate which one of you is right. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep looking up at the stars.